Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are live right here. Everything should be working out now. Make sure all the stream metrics and all the settings are good to go. I think we are good. We're live on both Facebook, on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk, and online on thegospelstation.com. Scroll Sports and Talk. That's on Live 365 for the audio only version of this show. 2 o'clock p.m. We are live from Ship It Sooner out here in Mustang, 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. Ship It Sooner, call 405-256-6264. We're out here because we've got Mustang High basketball tonight for senior night. Should be a very fun one. And this show is kind of going to be a 50-50 split. It's part game day, part game plan. And funnily enough, that just kind of combines to game day or game plan, whichever one you want. But hey, it doesn't matter here. We're going to talk all Mustang basketball. We're going to get you ready for this game tonight for the upcoming playoffs. And then, of course, we're going to go into some college and pro, local, whatever happens, breaking news for the latter half of our show, I think. But first, more about Ship It Sooner. So, obviously, we've been here a couple of times. This is one of our favorite places to come back here. We're right in the lobby in the background. You can see some of the gag gifts on this this display next to me. In the back is the private mailboxes, which is maybe the biggest part of it here. Ship It Sooner, obviously, the mailboxes draw in a lot of customers. Okay, you get private mailboxes and all of the benefits that come with it. For packing, shipping, printing, business service needs, you want to turn to Ship It Sooner. They're locally owned, veteran-owned, family owned. They work with all the major carriers, USPS, UPS, FedEx, all of them. And on this episode, obviously, I keep saying obviously, I gotta stop saying obviously already, but major supporters of Mustang High Athletics as well. And when you've got two very strong teams like Mustang has in basketball again this year, that's a pretty good team to be a part of. That's a pretty good team. I'll tell you that for free. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So Mustang on the women's side first. They're the slightly weaker of the two, but not by much. Currently a 17-5 overall record, a 12-2 district win-loss record. They are number 2 in District 1, trailing only Westmore. And I don't even know if you could say trailing. Based on their district records, they are pretty much tied right there against Westmore. So this senior night is kind of going to be a big deal. Not a district matchup, I don't believe, but either way, these two teams are neck and neck going into the playoffs, right? And we saw Edmond Memorial take on Mustang up in Edmond. Those were fun games. For the women, it ended up being a 53-31 win. A low-scoring first half turned into a kind of offensive explosion in the second half. They had a couple of players finish with double-digit points, including Alston and Williams, who had 15 and 10 respectively. And tonight is senior night for them, by the way, and we will see Alston at least honored as one of those seniors. She wears number 12, Maya Alston. She joins, I think it's Gabby Solano, Kayla Coolidge, Reese Pogue, Ariana Boykins, and Rajana Boykins as the seniors. They are given a special look to a special honor for tonight. Well, I believe it's going to be at the end of the women, start of the men, so we'll probably stay live on one of our broadcasts. By the way, it's live on the gospelstation.com Sports and Talk as well tonight, and GSN Sports and Talk, our YouTube channel, where we will only be carrying the audio, but it will still be there on YouTube as well. The 16-5 record obviously is a 17-5 actually, coming off of that Emmett Memorial win. But this Mustang women's team has a lot of wins across a lot of different classes. They're 13-2 in Class 6A matchups, 3-2 in Class 5A matchups. They even have a couple of wins on the lower classes, but it's Bixby tonight. So it's a pretty big matchup as Bixby themselves is coming in. I'm trying to find their district standing here. Here we go. Bixby should be District 4. Yes, they are 20-4 on the year. 13-1 in District 4 play in Class 6A. They are number 1 on their side. That's Bixby, Union, Owasso, Enid, that district. So you've got number 2 in District 1, number 1 in District 4 matching up in Mustang on senior night. It's the kind of environment, the kind of setting, the kind of storyline, I guess, that kind of lends to the best basketball around. We're happy we're getting to go out there. The 2015 state champs are returning to action on the men's side. For women's, though, they're coming off of that state runner-up year, right? 2025 state runners-up. They're really trying to find their way over that hump. They graduated a lot of good players that helped lead them to that runner-up spot. But they've clearly had their players now step up on this second chance, we'll call it. Haywood and Pogue both had 7 in that game against Edmond Memorial. Lumpkin kind of erupted in the second half herself. She had 8, kind of hit some clutch shots. But Edmond Memorial wasn't a bad team. They're now 12-10 over their season. I believe that is 7-7. Yes, they currently sit at number 5, just behind Norman North, with an exactly 500 district win-loss. But they kind of were right there with Mustang on the women's side for that first quarter, and, well, really for the first 2 quarters. Looking at it was 15-10 after the end of the first, 25-15 after the end of the second, a 5-point, then a 10-point. But it was really after half that Mustang pulled away. And versus Bixby, I'll tell you this for sure, they can't afford to have a slow start again. A 5-point lead at the end of the first is not going to cut it against a team as strong as Bixby is. We'll see, if they had their corner shooting. They had their shooting around the perimeter, but I had the feeling that they really wanted to go down low first, and it just wasn't working out there early on against Edmond Memorial. So we'll see if they kind of adjust the game plan to more the 3-point shot, or if they keep trying to go down low. Really, either way, they've got the talent to do it. But again, against such a tough opponent, Bixby, man, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't think, though, they have played earlier on this year. I'm going through the Bixby record right now. Washington, Mustang, no, they haven't played them before. So this will be Mustang and Bixby's first time meeting this season. I mean, the storylines write themselves, right? It feels like this is one of those ones where, hey, the winner is probably going to be one of the favorites for the Class 6A championship. They're battling, Putnam City North, who's 23-1. They're battling Westmore, who's 19-4 right now. It feels like, hey, yeah, Mustang, Bixby, those two have a really, really, really good chance to go all the way this year. And it feels like the winner of this one just gets kind of that extra bump, right? They kind of get that little bit more momentum to take into the playoffs and try to make a long run with. The player I'm looking for today, let's see, who do I think would have a major impact on this one? There's a lot of names you could go for. I think, though, that they won't change the game plan up very much, not at this point in the season. I think they're going to keep going down low. So my mind is looking for Reese Pogue and Sayana Williams. Pogue and Williams both forwards for this team. Pogue 21, Williams 32. They split a lot of time against Edmond Memorial, right? They kind of had dual duties, right? Dual roles. I would expect to hear their names called a lot tonight as they try to get them involved in the scoring early on, kind of set the tone, kind of dominate the paint, right? Dominate the boards, kind of set up the presence for Mustang down low. Again, on the home floor, this is where you should have the best chance of doing that. Even against such a strong opponent, you should be able to establish something down low. You should be able to kind of have your way with home court advantage. At least I think so. We'll see what happens. The Edmond Memorial game was on the 17th. That was last Tuesday. We had a good time out there, by the way. Edmond Memorial's place is super nice. Not a bad drive at all. But it's the men's team that had the bigger win, 65-39 win over Edmond Memorial. Edmond fell to 14-10, 9-5 in district, while Mustang rose to 21-3 and 12-1. Now, what's interesting about the games tonight is that Mustang doesn't play Bixby on both the women's and the men's side. As I was told by part of Mustang's broadcast crew, is that this is kind of like an extra game for Mustang that wasn't originally on the schedule. They were not supposed to play Carl Albert tonight. In fact, they weren't supposed to play anybody tonight. But once they had the chance to get one extra game in before they make their playoff run, they kind of jumped on it. So Carl Albert, the Titans out of 5A, are the team coming into town to take on Mustang. And those two teams have met on the men's side earlier this year. And I'll get you a look at that right now. Mustang 21-3, 13-1 on top of District 1 right above Choctaw. Carl Albert, they played on back on December 30th at the Bank 7 Mustang Holiday Classic. It was an 89-53 win for Mustang the last time these two teams met. Since then, it's been months, but now they're ready to go at it again in the final game of the regular season before Mustang takes on UConn in regionals. UConn, previewing that matchup a little bit before we bring it back here to this Carl Albert game tonight. Let's see here. UConn is dead last in District 2, which is kind of indicative of their tough drawing the Mustang in the first round. But 5-20 on the year, 1-13 district record in 2. They do play a strong one with Norman and Southmore, Piedmont in their district, but I would expect. I'm trying to be, nice with the way I say this, but I wouldn't expect UConn to put up much of a fight against this Mustang team on the men's side. I don't think either that these two teams have played each other this year, so it would also be their first time meeting, but it shouldn't matter much to this Mustang team that, again, has kind of put themselves in the best possible situation. Their one district loss was against Norman North. It was a 3-point loss, 59-56. Norman North, currently number 5 in District 1 with a 6-8 record. Kind of that one gotcha moment, that one down-to-the-wire upset that every basketball season has. Before that, since then, Mustang has been near unbeatable on the men's side. And again, I think we're going to see that again tonight. In their game against Edmond Memorial, Mustang had 4 players in double digits. One almost hit 20. Robinson and Osborne Jr. both had 11. Milligan had 15. And Smith had 19. That is, that is Markel Robinson, Gabriel Osborne Jr., Garrett Smith, and Gavin Milligan. And Smith, although unfortunately he took an injury in that second half, kind of had an alley-oop attempt, was hard fouled, going up for the shot, hard fouled. And it came down awkwardly on his leg. He was holding his knee. He was able to get up off the floor under his own power, but he was slow to get up. They didn't bring him back in. So I'm unsure of Garrett Smith's availability tonight. If they're really being careful with him, knowing that this game doesn't matter much, that all the playoff rounds are set, they don't need to get a win here, I wouldn't be surprised if they go and sit him. I wouldn't be. Garrett Smith, though, I wouldn't be surprised if Smith basically begs them to go play. I mean, we've seen that. We know a lot of players will. I can't imagine he's going to want to miss any game for any reason, but I personally would not be surprised if they tell him take the night off, heal up, be ready for UConn in round 1. But let's talk a little bit more about the matchup tonight. So Carl Albert in Class 5A. They are at the top of District 2. A 20-2 record, a perfect 14-0 district record, including wins over Midwest City, Lawton, Noble, teams like that. Carl Albert, obviously, they're now 15-0 in Class 5A, undefeated. Their 2 losses have come versus Class 6A opponents. That is Mustang back, obviously, in December, and Edmond North on January 22nd in the Titan Classic, which Edmond North we were just talking about a little bit ago. I think they are number 4 in District 2 now, 8-6 record, 10-11 overall. Kind of shows you that, hey, any team can kind of get that win, right? Any team can get that win over anybody at any point in the season, and even more so in the postseason. Carl Albert meets Santa Fe South for their first round. Santa Fe South, I believe, means they're at the bottom of District 1, and that is the case. They are 0-14 in their district. Should be an easy win for Carl Albert. So both of these teams don't really have a lot to play for. They are going to roll out the starting lineups. We know that for sure. They are going to roll out starting lineups because it's all about honing it to the best possible point that the game can be at for these kids before they make their playoff push. It's about having all the communication on deck, knowing all the plays, running them to perfection, knocking down shots, getting that energy, getting that momentum, knowing how to play with it as they go into playoffs. So aside from Smith, I would expect to see all the starters on the floor for both Mustang and Carl Albert as they hunt their win tonight. We're going to break here. We're live from Ship It Sooner in Mustang, 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. Call 405-256-6264. Big supporter of local athletics, including, obviously, Mustang Broncos basketball. You'll hear a lot about them tonight as well on our broadcast on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk and GSN Sports and Talk on YouTube. They've got the private mailboxes. You can rent those when you come by, but they also ship, print, handle. They've got a bunch of different services, packing and shipping, print, copy, fax. They do notaries, passport photos, private mailboxes, shredding services. They've got a lot of different ways to serve the community. You can see in the background people come in and out of the doors pretty much constantly here. So stop by yourself, check out Ship It Sooner. They're a great place and a great part of the town, and we will be back for the second segment of this Game Day Game Plan, we'll call it, right after this. This is Blake Nightingale, State Farm, your local insurance agent over at 7304 Northwest Expressway. Here to tell you more about the business is Blake himself.
Hi, my name is Blake Nightingale, State Farm insurance agent located at 7304 Northwest Expressway here in Oklahoma City. I've been a State Farm agent since 2018. We've got 5 licensed staff members here, and we do everything from auto, home, life insurance, and health insurance. And we're real passionate about helping people. And we love youth sports, and we sponsor a lot of local teams here. And so, like I always tell people, like a good neighbor, we're here to help you.
Just like you heard from Blake, Blake Nightingale State Farm is here to help you protect what's important to you, because your car and home aren't just things. They're where you make your memories. Visit Blake and his friendly staff at 7304 Northwest Expressway and call them at 405-728-1313. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there. Do it best at Evans Hardware. Since 1965, Evans Hardware has provided Midwest City with top quality home improvement supplies and a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. At 1021 South Douglas Boulevard, Evans Hardware is family owned and has the right products for every situation, including DIY projects, professional contracting, or quick fixes. Their satisfaction guarantee and quick turnarounds mean you'll always find what you need. So visit Evans Hardware in Midwest City. Or call 405-732-1898. That's 405-732-1898. Evans Hardware in Midwest City.
We are Integrity Heating, Air, and Plumbing, in business for over 40 years. We've provided top-notch service for every company and residential home in the area. Let's take a look inside and let you meet some people.
Hey, Blaine. Good morning. Here we have a part of our call center. This is Tina. That's Gabby. That's our general manager, BJ. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 7:30, Monday through Friday, and we do heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Give us a call. We always have specials. Our number one priority is your family, constant comfort, and convenience. We offer 24-hour service.
And in order for us to do that, we fully stock everything here at our warehouse. Whether it's commercial or residential, we offer plumbing, heating and air, and electrical full services. All of our guys are licensed, we're bonded and insured.
Here at Integrity, we offer senior discounts, military discounts, and public service discounts.
You worked hard for us, so let us work hard for you.
Yeah, go Broncos.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience, of product knowledge, and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law and enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods. At the home of the Gotta Have It, you'll find Apple Tree Antique Gallery, located in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. Enjoy spacious shopping with up to 77 unique vendors across more than 10,000 square feet, offering everything from jewelry and clothing to one-of-a-kind treasures and so much more. Don't miss our third Friday weekend specials every month, and yes, we're open Sundays. Call us at 495-0602. Apple Tree Antique Gallery in Bethany, home of the Gotta Have It.
Tanko Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing is a commercial and industrial contractor. They offer end-to-end client experience that includes seamless communication, budgeting, staffing, on-site organization, and it's solid quality handiwork every time. The past projects include both new construction and repairs and restoration. Occupied and fully operational job sites are never a problem. They can also plan, manage, and build multi-phase jobs. We are a turnkey plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and mechanical contractor. Tanko Company, give them a call at 405-255-7804. Again, that's 405-255-7804. Tanko.
And we're back at a commercial break here on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in, both on Facebook for the video broadcast and on the GospelStation.com. Scroll Sports and Talk for the audio broadcast that is live on Live 365. We're at Ship It Sooner for this game plan, game day game plan, whatever you want to call it here. Ship It Sooner, 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. Mother's Day will be here before you know it, so if you're looking for a gift for mom, remember some of these gag gifts in the back, but they also got locally made stuff. There are tumbler mugs. There's a whole, I think you can kind of see it right behind the bags here. There's a whole desk back there full of local products. Things like sauces are back there and a bunch of different wide variety of stuff, all from locally made people. It's a great way not only to find a fitting gift, but to also support those local creators. That's what we're all about on the GospelStation.com site. It's shopping local, supporting local, and Ship It Sooner is the same way. They want to help out the local community. That's why they set up where they have. That's why they offer the best shipping and notary services and all that in the business. So if you need a gift, you can stop by here. But maybe you've got a gift in mind and you need to be able to send it to mom come the time. Ship It Sooner is the best place to do it. Shipping via USPS, UPS, FedEx. They've got the mailbox rentals, international and domestic shipping. They've got less than truckload shipping. They're a drop-off location for all those carriers. They can do custom packing with packaging supplies. And, of course, they've got shipping insurance as well. So if you're in the area and they serve Mustang, OKC, Yukon, all of these surrounding places, right, everywhere. If you're in the area and you need help sending a gift, sending mail, whatever you need, Ship It Sooner is the place to go. Locally owned and operated, again, 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. For Ship It Sooner, call 405-256-6264, but you're also going to want to stop by yourself and talk to the friendly people here. Well, in segment number 2, we're going to keep talking about this local sport. So I was looking at the 6A brackets for playoff. I've got the regional tournament pulled up here, giving you an idea of when and who is playing in these. Now, on the women's side, it's District 2. That's Mustang hosting Southmore on February 26th in just 6 days. It is at, looks like 6 p.m. That's when that game plays. On the other side of District 2, it's Piedmont and Eisenhower playing at 7:30. All these games at Mustang. Mustang is the hosting venue for all of the district. And if I'm reading this right, winner of Regional 2 goes on to play winner of Regional 3, which means the winner of Edmond North, Putnam City, Norman North, and Yukon would be potentially facing Mustang in the first round of area, and the winner of that would make it to state. So those are kind of your 8-team, your quarter of the bracket, if you will. Maybe it's probably more accurate to half of the bracket. You're half of the bracket right there. Obviously on that one, you're looking out for a team like Putnam City. You're looking out for a team like Mustang. These are the tried and true Normans up there as well. I mean, Norman North is... See, what did I say Normal was 6 and 8? They're kind of right middle of District 1. They've got a chance to go away. They could be a dark horse team. So you've got your powerhouses there, but you've got your upset alerts. And again, all of those district, it's the 26th for the first round, the 28th for the second round, and that game plays at 3:30 to decide who goes to area on the winner side. All at Mustang. All right here in Mustang, Oklahoma. Stop by if you can, catch some good basketball. Mustang's a great place. They also host the guests really well. Just saying. On the men's side, it's Regional 1. Now, I don't know why women's is Regional 2 and Regional 1 is men's. I'm assuming it has to do with overall record and class seeding. That's my only guess. I don't know for complete sure. But on the regional tournament for men's side, it's on the 27th and 28th. Mustang plays Yukon at 6 p.m. on the 27th, and the championship game for the regional is at 7 p.m. on the 28th, again, all at Mustang. That quarter is Mustang, Yukon, U.S. Grant, and Norman North. Their half appears to be, Regional 4. That'd be Southmore, Westmore, Putnam City West, and Sapulpa. That's their half of the bracket. And how about that one? Southmore, Westmore. That's a pretty good rivalry matchup there in the first round of playoffs. That ought to be a fun one. That's at 6 p.m. on February 27th. So I guess all those games are being played at 6 and 7:30. Unfortunately, they play at the same time. So if you tune into one, tune into Mustang. But, yeah, that'll be a fun rivalry matchup on the other end. This state tournament is the 11th, 12th, and 13th. It is at the OU Lloyd Noble Center and Carl Albert High School on the 11th and 12th, and the OG&E Coliseum on March 13th for the state championship. Again, these are very strong Mustang teams. One that won a state championship just over 10 years ago, and one that was the runner-up last year, trying to bring a state championship trophy back to Mustang High in the Big 2026. We're rooting for them. We'll see if they can go all the way. And since we're talking about bringing state championships back, I'll take some time to mention what's going on a little bit northeast of here back in Bethany. We are covering Bethany High School's run through the playoffs as well. That's kind of our big one. And Bethany is also hosting a regional. The first round of that one is going to be Aztec Charter. The Broncos take on the Aztec Charter Comets. We've got the action. It's this Saturday. Women's at 6, men's at 7:30. No, they are also two very, very, very strong teams, and we're looking for them to make a deep run as well. Coaches shows coming up for them as well next Monday. No matter what happens on that Saturday matchup, we will see the women's team on Monday back in Bethany. So we invite you to tune into those. It'll be right here on Facebook on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk, and, of course, online on the audio-only broadcast. Always a lot of fun. Give you a little bit of insider knowledge. Apparently, the entire women's team is coming out to this next coaches show. The entire program is making an appearance. So if you thought that freshman group was crazy, just wait till they're all there. No, it'll be a fun time. John Higman and I will be out there. But the final closing thoughts about Mustang before we get into tonight, it's Mustang versus Bixby, senior night on the women's side, Mustang versus Carl Albert on the men's side. I'm looking at a Mustang win on the men's side and a very, very close, albeit I think Mustang might pull it out on the win side. But it's going to be a very, like I said, not just a close half, a very close game. I could see that one going down to final possession in the fourth quarter. That's the kind of game I think we're going to get on the women's side. Again, they can't afford a slow start like they had against Edmond Memorial. They're going to need their stars to step up. They're going to need that production from players like Alston again, from players like Williams. The Boykins sisters are going to have to show up in a big way. They have a three-point shot if they can get it free. It's all about opening up the clean shots, all about putting up quality shots. High efficiency is what we like to say, high percentage, and taking that one and running against a Bixby team who can win if you let them stick around. And speaking of basketball, last thing I'll mention in this segment, Hoop OKC is a new sponsor of the broadcast. So Hoop OKC operates everywhere, pretty much all of central Oklahoma. They have a trailer truck for arcade basketball. They do birthdays, parties, events, corporate celebrations, all of it. For Hoop OKC, you got to call 405-448-0099. They are veteran-owned and operated. Again, arcade basketball trailer, kind of like you would see at an amusement park or a fair. You can take that and bring it out to your place. Thanks to Hoop OKC for their support of the show. But we're live from Ship It Suitor, going back to break on the halfway point of this one. 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace, 405-256-6264. Bulk shredding and office solutions, freight LTL services, copying, printing, and faxing, private mailbox rentals, packing and shipping, notary services. They've also got virtual mailboxes, which I'm told are a pretty big deal as well. Office supplies line the walls. There are gifts. There's local stuff. You really got it all right here at Ship It Sooner. Proud supporters of Mustang High Athletics. We're going back to one more break. Don't go anywhere. On the second half, we're going to move into some more college and pro stuff before we round off this show at 3.
Grandview Windows and Doors is a proud sponsor of the Bethany Broncos and a part of the community serving all of Oklahoma City area with a mission to provide our customers exceptional window and door solutions. Locally owned and operated, Grandview Windows and Doors is your window and door specialist. Drop on by our showroom to get the latest color, styles, and special pricing just in time for the fall. Call 405-787-0230 and visit us on Facebook, Grandview Windows and Doors. John Campbell is your local health market agent that specializes in Medicare. Instead of talking through an 800 number, talk face-to-face with your local agent, John Campbell, to answer all your questions and find the company that best fits your needs. John Campbell Health Market serves Yukon, Bethany, and the surrounding area and will travel across the state of Oklahoma to meet with you. Call John Campbell Health Markets at 405-200-8414. Call 405-200-8414.
Stan's Plumbing is your locally owned, full-service, licensed, and bonded plumbing company, proudly serving the Oklahoma City Metro for over 30 years. Stan's provides all types of plumbing services like faucet and toilet repairs, sewer repair, and trenchless pipe replacement, water heater repair and installation, both tank and tankless, plus drain cleaning and jetting. All plumbers arrive with fully stocked trucks and can resolve your plumbing problems in a timely manner. Since 1988, Stan's Plumbing has held itself to a higher standard in plumbing. Call 405-721-5100 to schedule your appointment. Stan's Plumbing, Valley Service, in a dirty business. 405-721-5100. When technology has you screaming at the office, call Simplify Tech Solutions at 405-981-1011. Located at 4221 North MacArthur Boulevard, Simplify Tech Solutions features IT management, business phone systems, manages Wi-Fi, and offers repair and support. Simplify your Wi-Fi before the emotional breakdown by calling Simplify Tech Solutions. Locally owned and operated at 405-981-1011. 405-981-1011. Simplify Tech Solutions.
Ship it sooner at 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace is your packaging and shipping headquarters for Mustang and the surrounding area, using all major carriers. Sign up now for your private mailbox and enjoy the benefits a post office box does not offer. Faxing, printing, copies, notary service, and passport photos. Ship It Sooner is locally owned and operated. Call 405-256-6264 or go to shipitsooner.com.
Name brands and more for less at Victory Mattress Outlet. Welcome to Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City. Family owned and operated Victory Mattress Outlet has options for every budget, like quality 10-inch beds to high-end luxury mattresses fit for a king. You're the winner here. Shop pillows, protectors, bedroom sets, and more. And remember, the friendly people at Victory Mattress Outlet can help deliver, assemble, and set up your mattresses and furniture. Call 405-510-6988 and never pay retail price for top brands again. Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway, 405-510-6988. That's 405-510-6988. Victory Mattress Outlet, where your best night's sleep costs less. And that brings us right back from break here on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. It's the Game Day Game Plan live from Mustang, Oklahoma. Now more into the game plan side. We kind of wrapped up the Game Day stuff, but we're live on Facebook. My phone stand is broken, so my things are falling around. But we're live on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk side for the audio only. From Ship It Sooner, visit us today, www.shipitsooner.com. They're your local shipping experts, locally owned and operated, working with all major carriers at 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. You can go by and look for discounts and giveaways. They do those occasionally from Ship It Sooner from time to time. You can call 405-256-6264. Highly trained professional service, packing, shipping, printing, business. They've got it all. You can also email Mustang at shipitsooner.com. They're open 8 to 6 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. So you got plenty of time to stop by, especially today, as they're still open for another quick math, 3.5 hours. Yes, good quick math. Good quick math. But thanks for Ship It Sooner for letting us come by and do the show. It's always a lot of fun. And there's always something new pretty much every time I come in here as well. Not just, what's up for sale, but they have a lot of different decorations. And I know the Mother's Day stuff is up right here. Behind my head, I don't know if you can see that right there. It's a Tinkerbell right there in the middle of it. Yeah, you can kind of see it on the Facebook. There's always something new here. Remember, Mother's Day will be here before you know it. So if you need a gift or need help sending a gift to Mom, Ship It Sooner is the place to call. On segment number 3, we're moving into pro and college sports. And before we talk about the big D1s, I got some NAIA news for you, because yesterday we were out at Southwestern Christian University broadcasting their softball games, their first softball doubleheader of the season at home versus Southwestern College out of Kansas. It was a lot of fun, 2 back-to-back victories for the SCU Eagles by 12 runs each. And I got a couple of interviews, so let's go ahead and listen to those now. First, let's do the mid-game interview I caught with the one, the only Jess Morales, and then we'll play the coach's interview after that. So listen to that live now. Hope you enjoy. I'm up here now in the press box with Jess Morales, who's joining us on the mic. Jess, thank you for coming up and doing this. You had a big game in game number 1, including a home run yourself. First off, just tell us how you're feeling for the first home game today.
I'm really excited. We have been preparing for this moment, just focusing on the energy and the new team that we got this year. And, yeah, we're just really excited. It's been a great day.
New team is putting it lightly. How many seniors do you know you graduated?
I believe that we're graduating probably about 6 of us. And so we're pretty young this year, but they've adapted really quickly, and they're great. I love them.
Jess, I caught an interview with her after the game, Sikra. She said that it was really easy to throw in that game 1 when they had the offensive padding you guys had. What led to those home runs today? How did that happen?
Honestly, I think that we're just going up there looking for base hits, trying to hit balls hard, especially with how the wind's been lately. But just having that approach and hunting strikes that we can hit hard and elevate and celebrate, baby.
Hey, there you go. You did a lot of that today. You had one yourself. We talked about it, left field fence, kind of a line drive that got over there. Did you think off the bat that one was going out?
I knew that I hit it and I caught it right on the sweet spot, and I was like, oh, that one felt good. And then I kept looking, and it started tilling with the wind, and then I was like, go ahead, get out of here, get out of here.
You said you kind of pimped it unintentionally.
Yeah, I thought it was going foul, and then I was like, oh, no, that one's fair.
Okay, but it seemed like the team loved it. Okay,
Yeah.
You had the team's back. They had your back on that one. At the plate right now, it's a 3-1 count to the current batter. This is number 22, Coleman, up for, I believe, her first time in this game. Currently in game number 2, 6-1 lead for SCU. Sicker said this one was going to go very well. Currently it's been that. Tell us a little bit about the coaching that you've had coming up to this team. What are they really pushing before these first home games?
Yeah, so we're just emphasizing on, doing the small things right and collectively playing as a team. This year it's more about, it's not any individual, but it's about playing for each other and just being able to take small wins and take one step forward at a time and just, showing up daily and doing whatever we can and, obviously putting our faith in God and just letting Him take us on this journey.
Absolutely, fitting for a Christian college. Back on the field, we had a leadoff walk for this inning and a strike one dealt to Windling. Now, I wanted to ask you about this. It's a Thursday afternoon. First pitch for game 1, sorry about that wind, was at 1 p.m., but you had a great turnout here today.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how it feels to you to have this kind of support.
The support is amazing, and we couldn't do it without our families. We have people driving from all over. Randy Tom's parents are here. They're from Broken Bow, Oklahoma, so there are quite a few out there. And it's just great. We wouldn't be able to do it without our families, and we're so grateful for all the support, especially from the other teams and our AD, Coach Blackwell. So.
You've got some big games coming up. Southwestern Christian takes on Chickasha, or USAO from Chickasha here at home. And then you've got Mid-America coming up. You start conference play. Are you really looking forward to that?
Oh, yeah. We're super excited, and we're gearing up, getting our feet underneath us, and just taking it one step at a time.
All right, you've had a long path to get back on the field yourself. If you can, tell us a little bit about what that's been like for you getting back out there to play.
Yeah, so it's definitely been really challenging. I had a shoulder injury, and then right after that I got diagnosed with lupus. And it's been a little bit challenging, and I, have just kept the faith. My teammates and coaches show up for me every day. And I ended up going to the Mayo Clinic in January, and we got me to where I was good to go this season. So I'm excited, and at the end of the day, I come out here knowing that I have 27 girls behind me, plus about 5 coaches. So.
There you go. And we're happy you're back out here.
Thank you.
Clearly, the team is very happy, in the season stat line, the win-loss record, is very happy you're back out there.
Yes. I'm so thankful to be here. It's challenging, but so grateful.
All right, last thing I got you to do, now that you're up here and we got the mic on, I need you to do some play-by-play for this inning, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's Ray up to bat, runner on third, 1-0 count at the plate.
All right. We have the pitch, and it's called for a strike. J-Ray's waiting to get her pitch. Something we can hit hard with Haley Coleman at third base. Let's see. We got a pitch coming right here. Oh, we don't want to bunt that.
Good take, good take.
Just getting ready. We're about to score right here. All right. Getting ready for the pitch. Ooh. Okay. J-Ray's going to feel for things. This is my throwing partner right here, y'all. She's amazing.
Is that a little bit of an off-speed that you just saw there?
Yeah.
I can't see out the window of our deer shed right here.
All right, there we go. We got a ball hit to shortstop. Oh! And then we have a missed ball at first base. J-Ray scores the run, though, and gets us on second and sets us up for a great next AB with Peyton Leva coming up. So we do our job. It's now 7-1.
That's pretty perfect casting, I'd have to say.
Hey,
I'm impressed.
Just out here trying my best.
Hey. 7-1 lead for SU. Jess, before you head back down to the dugout, anything else you want to say while you're on the mic?
Just thank you to everybody for coming out, and I'm super excited for this season. Go Eagles.
Hey, go Eagles. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fun to listen back to every time. She did a great job. She did a great job commenting the rest of that at bat, by the way. But yeah, that was just a quick little mid-inning interview. We don't get a lot of those. Hopefully, we can get one at basketball tomorrow. That would be a lot of fun. But no, that was a good time. And obviously, Jess Morales, I've known her for a long time as well. She's obviously had a tough road to get back to playing, but she's had a big impact on that team. The seniors they have right now have really kind of stepped up. They're the foundation, right? They're the pillars of that program. And not just, in name, but in performance as well. They have the stats to back it up. And that SU team on their first tournament of the season took down a nationally ranked team in the NAIA Invitational down in Mesquite. So they keep going at the rate they're going. They're currently undefeated, I believe 6-0 or 7-0 now. They could find themselves ranked nationally in NAIA nationally here very shortly. And we actually caught one more interview that I want to play for you before we go to the end of this segment. This is Coach Norwood after the end of the doubleheader. Hey everyone, I'm here with Coach Norwood following SU softball's 2 wins over Southwestern College out of Kansas. Coach, you finished both games with 12 run leads. How are we feeling about that stat line?
It just goes to show how much the girls are working. The off season they put in a ton of work. They put in a ton of work preseason, and it's finally just coming to fruition.
They tell me you guys focus on offensive lot, really giving your starting pitching those cushions to work with.
Yeah. So we depend on our slappers. They set the tone. They steal bases, and I don't know how many bags we stole. I guess we stole 10 in the first, and in the second we stopped. So it got kind of high there.
You finished something close to 20. It was insane. I've never seen a team run like that, but you had the power to go along with it. Tell us about the home runs and the power hitting.
So, Kyla, she's coming off, kind of a down season last season, coming off the bench every once in a while, but she's put in so much work. Once in a while, I'll go over to the facility, and she's there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so, she was determined to get out there. Kyla's just a workhorse. And then, what can you say anymore about Jesse? And then Kelsey bouncing one off the top of the fence. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I've never seen that before. So what's next for this team when you look ahead?
Well, the girls are going to have a nice, easy weekend, but with it's easy because they're off, but it's not easy because there's still work to be done, and then get ready for USAO on Tuesday.
Hey, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
And that was the interview with Coach Norwood, Alan Norwood of SU softball. Sorry for the wind. I don't know if you knew what it was like yesterday for everybody watching, but it was blowing at like 30 miles an hour, so it was kind of giving us a tough time on the interviews we were catching and on the broadcast. But yeah, if you're not watching Southwestern Christian University softball, tune in. We mentioned it a couple of times that they've got USAO coming up for a Sooner Athletic Conference matchup next Tuesday, I think it is. I don't know if I'll be able to get out there, but the games will be live on the SAC Sports Network. You're going to want to tune in. And speaking of softball, Oklahoma University softball is back on another tear this season. They're coming off of a big win just, I believe, last night or a couple of nights ago. We're going to talk about that and more on segment number 4. They were playing Fullerton at home, I believe it was, and we'll give you kind of that final and talk about it a little bit when we come back, accompanied with some major league talk. The baseball is back in spring training. We have a couple of games going on right now, actually, and we'll hit on that. Maybe talk some breaking news, because as far as breaking news goes, ESPN just put out a vote for the top 100 quarterbacks of the 2000s, and we're going to see who made number 1 when we return. But this is the game plan from Ship It Sooner out in Mustang, Oklahoma. 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace, 405-256-6264. Ship It Sooners is the best around, locally owned and operated. Big supporters of Mustang Athletics, obviously, and the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. We love working with them. We're happy every time we get to come out. If you need printing, copying, faxing, they do black and white and color, single-sided, double-sided, at prices that can't be beat. Go to www.shipitsooner.com, and you can learn more about it on their website. We're back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Final segment of the game plan when we return.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is rooted in rich history dating back to 1979 in the precious memory of Flowers by Roy. Alicia Rankins and staff have carried the commitment to only offer the finest, unique floral arrangements with same-day delivery locally and nationally. What you envision, we make reality at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call Lilygrass Flowers and Decor at 721-1813 and begin a new memory.
Are you looking for some hair, some virgin hair, some extensions? Well, come to Alchemy Ming Virgin Hair and Boutique. We have moved to 10709 North Rockwell Avenue, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Suite D. Come and see all the styles from your best hairstylist, your favorite hairstylist, the award-winning hairstylist of the year, Jasmine J.G. Garrett Whitson.
Stephanie's Vintique and the Plaster Paint Company is all Oklahoma made at 3821 Asbury in Bethany, featuring vintage, chalk paint, antiques, clothing, vegan soaps and lotion, homemade cards, decor, and furniture. And space is available for rent to start your own business at Stephanie's Vintique and Plaster Paint Company. Call 405-249-3604 and see why people are coming from all over the metro for this paint and decor. Or you can visit us at theplasterpaintcompany.com and also see us on Facebook. Stephanie's Vintique and Plaster Paint Company in Bethany. Start your Vintique experience.
This is Blake Nightingale State Farm, your local insurance agent over at 7304 Northwest Expressway. Here to tell you more about the business is Blake himself.
Hi, my name is Blake Nightingale, State Farm insurance agent located at 7304 Northwest Expressway here in Oklahoma City. I've been a State Farm agent since 2018. We've got 5 licensed staff members here, and we do everything from auto, home, life insurance, and health insurance. And we're real passionate about helping people. And we love youth sports, and we sponsor a lot of local teams here. And so, like I always tell people, like a good neighbor, we're here to help you.
Just like you heard from Blake, Blake Nightingale State Farm is here to help you protect what's important to you, because your car and home aren't just things. They're where you make your memories. Visit Blake and his friendly staff at 7304 Northwest Expressway and call them at 405-728-1313. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there. Nobody gives you more. We have great news for you today, folks. Toro Taxes at 5909 Northwest Expressway, Suite 249 can help with all your tax refund needs. Toro Taxes specializes in helping our community get the maximal refund possible, and their team of experienced tax professionals guarantees reliable, efficient, personalized services. Call 580-275-8933 and talk to Toro. 100% secure digital and in-person processes with services in both English and Spanish. Schedule your appointment today and let the experts handle your tax return. 5909 Northwest Expressway, Suite 249. Call 580-275-8933. Don't leave money on the table. Toro Taxes. And that brings us back out of break for the final time here on this show. It is the Game Plan live from Ship It Suitor out in Mustang on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk, Facebook, and Live 365. Thanks for tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in from or which way you're listening. Ship It Sooner, 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. We've spoken about it and linked, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Your local shipping experts. Here in the lobby area, you've got everything from office supplies on the side to the tumblers to decorations. Back behind me, you've got prank gifts, gag gifts, and on the other side on the wall, you've got a big local selection, all locally made items from people around the area. So you stop by Ship It Sooner. You can not only pick up stuff you need, but you can support local businesses as well. And you know that's what we're all about right here on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. But Ship It Sooner, printing, handling, shipping. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but they do black and white, copy, laminating, binding, brochures, flyers, business cards, and much, much more. Passport and ID photos as well. You've also got secure document shredding, bulk mailing, package hold and pickup, private mailboxes in the back here, and that's always the big draw. You want to get one of those for yourself. They come with a lot of benefits. You might have to ask about it too if you stop by 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. Speak to the pros here at Ship It Sooner. Hoop OKC is also around this area. Call 405-448-0099 and bring the arcade basketball trailer out to your next gathering. They do birthdays, parties, events, and corporate get-togethers. HoopOKC.com or email info@hoopokc.com. Veteran-owned and operated. They're on Cash App and Venmo as ways to pay. They're super great people, veteran-owned as well by a Marine Corps family. So you can trust that you're getting some quality stuff from these guys out at Hoop OKC. We'll be meeting up with the owners of Hoop OKC for a show next Wednesday, I believe it is. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It should be another fun one. Well, before we talk about this college stuff that I was wanting to get to, I do have something to play because I want to give y'all a hint of what's going on here. I want to see what y'all think. This is an intro video I was working on, and I'll go back and read all the comments later after this show. But you got to let me know what you think of this one. Here's the intro video I'm working on that we're going to play on YouTube sometime. Whenever it finishes, whenever I get around to it. I look at that and I think, it's a good idea. But man, I need a steady cam or something like that. That camera work is so shaky at times, and that's all I can notice. But no, I think it's funny. It's just I wanted to play that real quick. I wanted to play that. I wanted to kind of look at it from the viewer side, right, not the creator side, and see what I thought. There's potential there. There's potential there. Baker Mayfield has been voted the #1 college football quarterback of the 2000s. ESPN ranked the top 100, which he's Mayfield at 1, Murray at 7, Bradford at 16, Hurts at 29, White at 39, and Jones at 46. One of the quotes from the article is, I think it is, Young and Burrow had the best seasons ever. Baker Mayfield had the best career. And I'd say that's pretty accurate. I mean, yeah, he's legendary around these parts for a reason. So it's pretty cool to see that even now in 2016, Baker Mayfield is from almost, and I can't believe I'm about to say these words, his career ended almost a full decade ago. His last year was 2017. I can't believe I just said that, but it's still cool to see that he's getting the props he rightly deserves. Baker Mayfield, shake and bake, legend, OU legend. Love that guy. He's awesome. And it's good to see him succeeding in Tampa as well, although they obviously didn't get a Super Bowl this year. Neither did Dallas, so it's okay. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. I wanted to point that out a little bit when I saw it. Some other news, let's keep going with college. The home opener for baseball is tonight for OU. They have Coppin State. That starts at 4 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it on the SEC Network Plus. And OU softball has been going back at it. They had, I believe, a doubleheader yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It was Fullerton and San Diego State. And it was a 6-5 win over Fullerton and I think a 10-2? Yes, 10-2 win over San Diego State. That San Diego State game, there were, let me see if I got this right, 5 home runs by the Sooners, 2 from Kendall Wells, 1 from Isabella Emmerling, and 1 from Sydney Barker, with Wells and Alyssa Parker both having a double to their name as well. This OU team, apparently, through this point of the season, 11 games, is like the best team at hitting home runs in college softball history. That's not even really a joke. That's just kind of apparently fact that they're either the best at hitting home runs or they're the best at hitting late game home runs, like final out of an inning home runs. It's something nuts. And OU softball is back today versus Duke. They play in just 7 minutes. It's at 3 p.m. Central Time. I think it's also going to be on the SEC Network. But I'll double-check that really quickly here. No, Flow College. They're going to be on Flow College for the television stream. That they both have an app and an online service, I think. So you got a couple different ways to tune into that one. Yeah, softball with 10-1. Their one loss this year was back at the beginning of the season to Arizona. That was a 11-6 loss back on February 6th. Arizona's a top 20 team. They're nothing to scoff at either. But it just kind of speaks to how good you have to play to beat OU once. So it's another good year, another very, very good year for OU softball. And I've been high on baseball this entire time. They kind of proved me right down in Texas in the first weekend of the season. Since then, they got the win over New Mexico State, back still at Globe Life Field. And they, of course, return home for that 4 p.m. game today. Not a doubleheader. They will just play these 3-series game across the weekend, one Friday, one Saturday, and one Sunday. 4, 2, and 11 a.m. are the start times for OU baseball. Speaking of baseball, though, spring training has resumed for the major leagues. New York and Baltimore played earlier today, and apparently in his first at-bat as a Baltimore Oriole, new first baseman Pete Alonso went yayo. So apparently he's going to have a great time in Baltimore. Really wish my Boston Red Sox would have picked him up, but making good moves, that's a lot to ask for some ownership groups. You didn't hear me say that. The other games going on right now, the Chicago White Sox are taking on the Chicago Cubs. Currently, the White Sox lead 4-1. The Royals and the Rangers are going at it, 6-1 Royals in the top of the third. The Diamondbacks and Rockies are playing. They're in the bottom of the third, currently a 1-0 lead for the D-backs. And the Mariners and Padres are playing. It's a 2-0 lead for the Mariners currently. Looks like they've got Rayleigh, Raleigh, and Rodriguez due up, so they're at the heart of their order right there at the top. I have been so excited for baseball to return, folks. So excited. I can't even begin to tell you how much fun I had calling softball yesterday for the college. That was some of the most fun I feel I've had in a booth in a little bit, because I was up there with my friends, with old coworkers, joking around, watching great softball, and it was a great time. We're going to get the same thing for baseball, especially now more so since Mountain Dew Baja Blast is the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. I never liked Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I think it's an okay drink. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but apparently I'm the minority. Apparently Baja Blast is such a big deal, and I know my sister likes it that much, but apparently it's such a big deal that it gets to be the official drink of major leagues. They've got the Get a Baja for a Blast program, which is going to turn home runs into product rewards. Now, I'll drink a Baja Blast for that. Hey, tell you what, I'll raise the Baja Blast a long home run, a 500-foot bomb, I'll tell you what. But, no, I just had to point that out. That's pretty cool. I don't get it. I'm a Dr. Pepper guy. I don't get it. I'll drink whatever flavor Dr. Pepper you give me. I like Mountain Dew. I like regular Mountain Dew. I don't think Baja Blast is that good, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the weirdo. I think we're about out of news there. I'm looking for any more breaking stuff I might have missed before we round off this show. Here's something I want to point out back kind of to the OU side. Dylan McCullough is expected to become the next running backs coach at Oklahoma. This comes from Pete Thamel. He's a respected longtime NFL and college assistant who was last with the Raiders, where he coached Ashton Jeanty. Now, if I remember correctly, the news about this that's most important to note is that OU hasn't had an 1,000-yard rusher for a good little bit. It's been a long time. I don't know exactly how long. And McCullough is really, really good at turning running backs into 1,000-yard rushers. So this appears, if it does go through, right, and again, I'm not entirely up to date if that does go through, that is about the best possible hire OU could have made. And we've said that a lot this offseason already. OU has been making some incredible moves this offseason. They are going all in on this group of guys we have right now with Mateer at the helm, and I think it is the correct decision. Because these guys, not just with Mateer for his final year, they're going to be here hopefully the year after when the new guy comes up, who we'll get to see very shortly. No, I'm very high on OU in football going into next year. Obviously, softball and baseball right now are just pure dominant. But football coming up, I think they are going to have a legitimate shot. And I don't say this lightly. I think they're going to have a legitimate shot to make a run for the college football championship. I said it. I think OU could do it. But that's a long time from now. We got to get through like 3 other seasons first. Basketball is still playing too, by the way. That's a long time from now. All right, well, we're at the end of this show. This has been the Game Day Game Plan from Ship It Sooner. We had another fun one. Hope everybody enjoyed. Reminder to tune in to Mustang basketball tonight, 6 and 7:30 versus Bixby. Yes, Bixby and Carl Albert. Had to make sure I was remembering correctly there. Ship It Sooner has been our amazing host for this show, 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace. Call 405-256-6264. Go to shipitsooner.com or email info at make sure I get this right. No, email mustang@shipitsooner.com. That's right. Mustang@shipitsooner. Packing, shipping, printing, business services, they do it all. Open 8 to 6 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. Ask about the private mailboxes. They've also got virtual mailboxes you can check out, a bunch of different ways to get those benefits. We're done here, so we're going to send you on your way. If I don't see you for the basketball games tonight, thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.